Yeah, what's up?
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, people? How you doing? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Welcome to the SmokeSesh with your boys, Chris and Chris, from the fucking Mighty and Turtle.
You don't sound too mighty right now.
I'm fine. What's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing?
How's it going, everybody?
Cracking a diet do.
Whoa!
My phone exploded.
We're going for Jefferson's Reserve here. I might pass out. You never know.
Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Eyes went crossed 45 minutes into the fucking live stream. And
that was great.
Oh, he's going down. That
was great. Yes, Connor, we're indoors this evening. We're in my garage. If I can move the camera, we're sitting literally right next to the Barracuda. It's like, I can't translate it to Celsius, but it's fucking cold here in New York, and it's like the middle of May. It should be 65 degrees, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and
43 degrees.
It's like 43 degrees. Yeah, it sucks.
We got some fucking snowflakes overnight here, and I know in the city they definitely did for sure. Not normal.
Yo, Wicked Chevy, my brother. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here. We'll run some Division 2 tomorrow morning once I get rid of the hangover that I'm working on.
We got a fucking pretty good episode planned for you guys today. We're going to fucking get wrecked in the garage, and we're going to fucking
have some fun.
We got a fucking cool guest calling in today. We got Sherwood from the mighty Skinless, one of my fucking favorite bands on the planet, calling in today around 5:30, so stick around for that.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking smoke weed. We're going to drink fucking bourbon, and we're going to take some questions and hang out.
So, you know what? Last week, we had a contest. It was called Name That Riff. And we did have a winner. I notified him, but congratulations to Tanner Blundell from Canada. You are the winner. You guessed all three riffs. You are a true Internal Bleeding fan. I haven't gotten your shirt out yet, bro. The line at the post office today was like you had to wait for a half hour to get in, and I'm just not. I refuse to wait on lines like that. Too important to wait on lines. So,
the three songs we played were The Visitant,
right?
Ocular Inspection,
right?
And Ruthless Inhumanity.
Right. So those were the three songs.
Tanner nailed them. Everybody else couldn't figure out that fucking first one. We saw a lot of correct answers, and nobody could figure out the fucking Visitant except for Tanner. So congrats. We'll send that cool shirt out to you this week. And we're going to pick out another random name from that fucking group of people that fucking answer questions, and we'll send a free poster out.
Yeah, so
what are you guys doing? Are you guys fucking drinking? You guys smoking? What are you guys doing this weekend, this quarantine weekend? I feel like it's winding down, but I feel like we shouldn't jump the gun too quick, man. I don't want old folks to get sick again if we let people start going out and doing shit in the next few weeks, and get a fucking shitty second wave with us at the end of the summer or some shit.
I hope not.
I don't know, man. Fuck you guys doing? You guys fucking staying sane? You guys fucking got any plans? You guys gonna do?
If all goes well, so far we've been keeping in touch with all our bandmates, and nobody has gotten sick. Some people have gotten tested and been negative. If all goes well, we're jamming next weekend, and we will go live next weekend here. Same bat time, same bat channel, so you guys can join us. We'll do a live set. We're going to have a good time, and then you guys can come upstairs after the set and hang out on our back deck for the barbecue, and we'd love to have you with us. You can't eat the ribs, but you can at least look at them and hang out with us, and we'd really appreciate that.
You said nobody got sick, Chris. You were sick for 3 months when we got home from Japan.
Yeah, I am convinced I had coronavirus. When I got home from Japan in January, I was deathly ill with some kind of lung thing for at least 3 months. It was probably
it was right after it was Thanksgiving. We got home. We played in Japan the week before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And then I live here in the apartment attached to Chris's house, and I didn't see the motherfucker until New Year's.
Yeah, I was sick, and I went to the doctor 3 or 4 times. I went through 3 rounds of antibiotics. That didn't help. I went 2 rounds of steroids. That didn't help. And I was hacking and coughing for weeks on end. It was terrible, and then it finally went away. So I'm thinking that I might have had the virus. Look, world famous weatherman Joe Chaffee is watching. Thank you, Joe. We love you, buddy.
My grandma's a big fan, Joe. She's Italian, so she liked your last name. And my Uncle Rich Giacovino used to work for News 12. He said you were a good guy back in the day. So cheers, Joe.
So we have a famous weatherman who actually watches this, Joe Chaffee. He's a pretty famous weatherman around here. He's on TV a lot. He's a great guy, sweet man, and I'm glad he's supporting me. I support Joe in everything he does. If you want to know about weather, look up meteorologist Joe Chaffee. He's great. He knows everything about weather.
Fuck yeah.
Otto, you're in town. What's up, man? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Boy, a lot of people here. So, I've got it's somebody's birthday today.
Whose birthday is it? Oh!
It is Joe Sincata's birthday. He's the man who's produced like every one of our albums.
All the Suffo albums since their return. He's Obituary's live sound man. Napalm Death's live sound man.
Right.
Joe Sincata from Full Force Records.
Happy birthday, dude. We love you, man.
He is 22 years old today.
Mentally,
he's got a full head of hair.
But his back is destroyed.
And his back is in great shape. I love that motherfucker, man. Cheers, Joe, if you're watching. I love you, bro. Happy birthday.
So tell me about your week. We haven't even gone into the weekly wrap-up yet.
Not much, man. Like I said, my fucking store, I have an eBay store. It is Gore Store NY on eBay. I sell horror movie posters and heavy metal t-shirts and NECA toys and Funko Pops and shit like that. And we're moving to a bigger location. We're moving to a bigger warehouse in the last few weeks. And the big move starts this week, so I've been just busy with that, boxing shit up and filling the dumpster with old shit and trying to do my day job in the meantime, just shouting out the orders. And that's it. And I got some fucking riffs that I've been working on at night.
Nice.
That's it.
And I've got now, we know that this guy loves the pot. But I've
smoked it before in my life.
I've got so much business doing website design for dispensaries. And now I landed a website for a man who is an expert in indoor agriculture, and his specialty is hemp cultivation. The guy knows everything about growing hemp indoors, and so I'm doing his website now. So it's pretty amazing that I'm doing all this hemp stuff. And when you guys go to the dispensaries, I sit out in the parking lot and smoke cigars because I'm completely not interested. But it's pretty neat, man. Thank God I have work.
I'm send some fucking free crap our way, for Christ's sake, or at least a T-shirt.
Well, I'm getting us T-shirts, so it's important.
Cool.
Steve Worley, our vocalist, is watching us.
Checking in. He's smoking some weed. He doesn't know how to roll a joint, but he's from Los Angeles. So I don't understand. It blows my mind.
But he does know how to barbecue a tri-tip.
He certainly does.
Oh my God, Steve, your tri-tips are awesome when you make the fucking. Oh God, Jesus. Sucks not in California, because I miss waking up and going out in your backyard and seeing oranges growing off trees in your backyard.
That's all right. We're going to go visit him down in Tennessee soon and get some fucking barbecue sauce. And
I don't want to go fishing.
I haven't gone fishing since I was a kid. I'm actually interested.
All right. Well, you guys can go fishing. I'm going to go shoot stuff. I don't know what, but I'm going to go shoot stuff. So, okay. Oh, I want to mention an important thing. I'm going to put it up on the screen. If you guys are watching, I would like you guys to get involved with this if possible. IB is not a political band, and this is not really politics, but this has something to do with live music, and it's really important. So there's this National Independent Venue Association, okay? And here in America, you know that there's so much lockdown and things like that, and we need to put pressure on our government to make sure that live music is not going to disappear. If live music disappears, people like me and Chris will commit suicide, which is not good.
I was planning on it anyway, but this is going to seal the deal.
So if you guys can go to this website, it's niva.org, I believe, and take action. Please fill out the take action form. Let your voice be heard. It's really important. Shane Merrill, who is a great guy, he's a promoter in the Chicago area. He educated me about NIVA, and I promised him I would share this because I think it's really important that anybody who's into live music, you have to support these guys. These guys are lobbying Congress to open up venues again and get things going. So please, if you have 5 minutes, or do it now while we're talking, just go to NIVA and please support it.
Yeah, fill out the application there, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's like a...
it's a petition. It's a petition.
Yeah,
right.
Petition. So please, guys, hit that up and then use the hashtag #SaveOurStages on any fucking posts you do pertaining to that. And we appreciate it, man, because we want to get back out on the road, even if we got to fucking have people stand fucking 10 feet away from each other and we get fucking 100 people in a fucking club.
Fuck it, we'll play with masks, right?
We don't give a fuck. We just want to get back out there, man, before it's over.
Yeah, we really need to. Aaron, Shane is one of the coolest people on the planet. He's always taking care of IB, and not only is he a good promoter, he's an actual fan of the music, and I think that's really important. I mean, there's a lot of promoters out there who are just like, band, whatever, but Shane is like, he knows the bands, he knows the music, he's a great guy, he turned me on to NIVA, and I think everybody should, even if you don't live in America, screw it, just fill out the fucking thing, and let these stupid politicians hear it. Because we can't stay locked down forever. So yeah, that's that. So our next segment, of course, is the infamous "What You Smoking" segment.
We should have had a cool song behind that.
I will. I'll fix it. Okay, so we're doing that. Okay, so why don't we start? Why don't we start with you, Chris? What are you smoking?
I'm smoking a Country Archer beef stick log. No, I'm just kidding. I have a. Today I'm actually smoking a few things, man. I wasn't feeling great when I woke up. Had a few drinks last night, so I was feeling a little hungover. So I had to double up today on my medication. I got some OG Kush, a couple grams of that rolled up in a fucking double wide, raw king size Supreme, and I got my vape with my Madras Farms Pineapple Express cartridge on there.
Nice.
And I've been getting toasted off that, man. And,
so let me ask you a question as a person who doesn't smoke the pot.
Yeah, hit me.
Pineapple Express, does it actually taste like pineapple?
Yeah, it's one of the fruitier noted ones.
Was it like sugary?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Okay, cool.
Other ones are earthy, piney. Some of them taste like gasoline. Some of them taste like
gas.
Oil.
Like the heavy oily.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
Some of it's earthy, some of it's fruity, some of it almost tastes. I've had weed that smells and tastes like Thanksgiving dinner for some reason.
Wow.
But yeah, I prefer weed to almost taste astringent. I like this because it's a good one that keeps me nice and ripped during the day and keeps me focused. But I prefer my weed to taste astringent. I want my weed to taste like a Heineken smells. Okay,
so let me ask you a question. So one of the dispensaries I'm dealing with, their big product is Gorilla Glue. What is Gorilla Glue? And
that's an indica. I think that's a heavy. I don't know if it's any hybrid. I'm pretty sure it's an indica.
It's an indica, I believe.
That it fucking just gets you wrecked, and you want to fucking sit on the couch and fucking play video games and watch TV. And not really contribute to.
That's like their big thing. They say they have.
It gets you lit for sure. And I believe I don't know how much this guy was bullshitting, but in San Diego, not the last time we played there, but I think on the tour we played with Vader. Some fella came and he said he was the cultivator of Gorilla Glue number 4. And he gave us pulled out a fucking pile of weed out of his pocket and gave us a handful and said, "Yep, I grew this. I invented this strain, or I cultivated this strain that's now popular across the country."
That's so cool.
And he gave it.
I think that's cool.
To be a show Kennedy, yeah.
It's like the dude. I watched the videos of the dude who invented that one hot pepper, the Carolina Reaper.
Oh,
right. I forgot his name.
Smoking Ed.
Yeah, Smoking Ed.
Yes.
And I think that's cool that people can do that.
His company Puckerbutt makes my favorite hot sauce on the planet. It's actually Honey Reaper, Honey Bonnet. Scotch bonnet and honey. Really good. Scotch bonnet, honey one.
Okay, so I am smoking, this is a really good cigar, okay? I am smoking a Herrera Esteli Toro.
Is there weed in it?
No.
Oh.
It's from a company called Drew Estate, which makes great cigars, and it's super full-bodied, and you had just said earthy. Like, this is a really earthy flavor. It's almost like smoking dirt, but that's not the right word for it. But it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. Drew, I would show you the Barracuda, but I can't.
As soon as we can take the camera off the stand, we'll show the Cuda at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to be able to show you the Barracuda. It's my pride and joy.
As I trip over the fucking heater into it and accidentally scrape the side with my keys.
I would kill you.
Ryan Thomas smoking that orange creamsicle. Hell yeah, that's what's up, dude. Send me something in the mail.
All right, so I got a question for you, Chris.
Yeah, hit me.
And everybody out there. All right, so let's hear your comments on this too. The best show you ever went to.
Went to.
Best show you ever attended.
Are we talking
and
show
why?
or concert?
Either one. It's the best experience you ever had seeing a band play. Okay, so it could be a concert, it could be a show, it could be a small venue in front of 3 people. It doesn't matter. Best experience you had seeing a live band.
Oh, Pantera, Hammerstein, 2000.
Okay.
Just the loudest, tightest, craziest crowd. First time my parents let me go to the city by myself, I was like 14. And it was just devastating. And I went, oh, fuck. You know, I had already seen Metallica with my pops. You know, I think I'd seen Slayer in a bigger arena setting, open up for Metallica. I'd seen Slipknot at that point, open for Metallica. So I'd been to some like bigger shows, but that was the first time I went to a theater, you know, with general admission, and it was just the craziest goddamn pit I ever experienced. Probably even to this day still.
Wow.
And, you know, we actually met Phil Anselmo a year or two ago in Denver, thanks to Michael Leon and the Illegals. And I got to tell Phil, I was like, listen, dude, I was like, we're only having this conversation because my parents let me take the train in to see Pantera in 2000. And I went, oh, fuck, I need to do this. And he went, oh, man, I'm proud of you.
He was such a fucking weirdo.
He's the man. He was so cool. He was so fucking nice, dude. Phil was so goddamn cool to us, dude. And he fucking, honestly, he was great. Like, he made my career. By like telling me that he was proud of me at that moment. You know, I was like, fuck, I made the right choice. So fuck yeah. Props to Phil Anselmo and the Illegals.
Yeah, Phil remembers me from back in the 90s.
Yeah, we're sitting on the bus and Phil comes out of the back and he looks at us all smoking weed on the bus and he looks at Prevel and he goes, I know that motherfucker.
Yeah, that was great, man. Phil really tried to help us back in the 90s, but the bands he tried to push us to were not interested in internal bleeding. I will not mention the names. Machine Head. Fuck them. Anyway, so that's that. Best show. Now, you think the best show I ever went to was when Black Sabbath played with Van Halen in 1978. But I was only 11, so I didn't really appreciate it. Okay. That's
really sick, though.
Yeah,
I actually have a backstage pass for that I bought at a
At Nassau Coliseum?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at that show. Okay. 11 years old. I was at that show. That is not the best show I ever went to. The best show I think I ever went to was Black Flag at the Irving Plaza in 86. I think I left there with a broken nose, a twisted ankle, and a shattered knee.
I was 3 years old. That's insane, dude.
Black Flag never been to a more violent, out of control show, and I've been to some violent, out of control shows. But that Black Flag show in 86 was like the pinnacle of insane. I mean, it was just people just punching and kicking and just nonstop. And Henry Rollins yelled at me because I put my combat boot right in his fucking nose. When I went up on the stage, I flipped over and the heel smashed him on the nose, gave him a bloody nose. And he's like, don't fucking kick the singer in the fucking nose.
I saw Henry Rollins. I was in Hollywood, dude.
That's right.
I just dropped you guys at the airport right after we played Knotfest. I stayed out there for a few days to stay with some of my friends. And I went to go to the Mesa Boogie, the storefront, the showroom storefront on the Sunset over there, and do some wheeling and dealing. And as I parked my car, I fucking looked and at the stoplight. Henry Rollins was in a Mazda 66,
the Mazda, right?
To the left. Just a regular ass car. I was like, oh my God, I have a nicer car than Henry Rollins.
To answer Joseph Mitchell's question, yes, I've seen the Rollins band numerous times. I saw them on the first Lollapalooza tour where they fucking destroyed Jane's Addiction and Trent Reznor's band. I forgot the name of Trent.
9 Inch Nails?
Nine Inch Nails.
Fucking band of the 90s?
Oh, Rollins band destroyed them. Fucking shit all over fucking 9 Inch Nails. And I liked Pretty Hate Machine.
Love Nails, dude.
Yeah, great band, but Rollins band killed them.
Pretty Hate Machine is my favorite one.
It's the hardest. You don't think so?
No, I think Downward Spiral is probably harder.
Oh, yeah.
Broken's probably harder. Pretty Hate Machine has the best songs on it, straightforward songs.
Okay, so anyway, that's my and I just so you guys know, if you ever get the Rollins End of Silence CD on the back, there's a live picture. I am in the live picture.
Oh, excuse me.
You can see my ass in a.
Oh, your face.
You can
your
see
ass?
not my ass. You can see my face in the back. I have a hat on. It's got a white. It says Mopar, but you can't see the Mopar. But it's like a really awful. But I'm out in the crowd. You can see it. I'm on the back of the album cover. It's actually posted on the IB page. I posted it years ago, but that's my claim to fame is I'm on that fucking album, and that's a great album. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of makes me kind of happy. So
pretty sick, dude.
Ah,
Chris, do you remember getting drunk with Soylent Green in Dallas?
I remember getting drunk in Dallas all the time, Jessica. I love Dallas. I think all IB loves Dallas.
Yeah, great city to play in.
Great bands. I mean, the boys in Devourment are down there.
I was just saving my ass that last time I was there. I fucking lost some gear, and they fucking Devourment guys fucking found it for me.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. That was a good time. Rollins rolling in a Mazda. So let's see. Well, we got a lot of stuff.
Let's go back. We have a lot of questions coming up.
I remember Bluebell ice cream, Jessica. I think it was Bluebell ice cream. Oh, it was so good.
We have a fucking guest calling in about 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Hopefully it'll work. We'll get Sherwood in. How many like Skinless? I mean, come on. I mean, Skinless is great.
If you guys got any questions for Webber, start thinking of him now. Sherwood Webber. Start thinking of him now, boys.
What else is going on? What do we got?
A lot of people just chiming in about their favorite shows.
What do we got?
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Ian says he saw IB with Disfigured at Castle Heights in 2001. Fuck yeah, dude.
Ian, wait, whoa. Ian, did you live in New York? Or did you go drive to Castle Heights from fucking Michigan? Where were you? I don't remember.
I think a lot of cats from Midwest were driving out to the fucking Castle Heights to see shows at that point because they were pretty...
Well, I gotta say, back in the early 90s, I used to drive to Ohio to see Embalmer, and I used to drive to Pennsylvania to see Incantation. I would drive all over the place. We'd get in the car and just go, and I don't think people do that anymore.
I used to do it all the time, man. I would get in the road if Metallica was playing in Delaware or Philly or something like that, or if, Fetus and Misery Index were playing a banging show in Pittsburgh or something, I'd fucking get in my car and just do it.
Right. And
just hit the fucking road, man. Napalm Death and somebody cool is playing in Boston, or if they're not playing here. Or I remember going upstate to see Terror and Hatebreed and Full Blown Chaos and 100 Demons just because it was just like a one-off show. I was like, fuck it, 5 hours away. What am I going to do? Sit on my couch for 5 hours? I'd rather fucking sit in my car for 5 hours and see an awesome show.
Right.
Fuck it. I miss that era, dude.
Yeah. I don't think people drive. Now you get comments if you're like 50 miles, if your show is 50 miles away from where somebody is, they complain that, I got to drive 50 miles. Can't you play in my town?
You know what my favorite thing is? Playing in some weird-ass fucking city like Cologne, Germany or something, and then the next day is like, when are you playing in Cologne, Germany?
Yeah.
We're like,
It's a classic.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, my God. That's a classic. It happens all the time. Amanda, I remember when you flew to New York to see IB and Dehumanize. Was that only 2 years ago? Feels like it was longer.
Dehumanized.
Yeah, man, dude, Drew. We miss KC too, dude. We had last show was great, man.
Yeah, last show, Kansas City might have been the best show of the whole tour, honestly. The crowd was fucking wild. I think it was a Friday night. We played with a country...
Ray Scott!
Played with Ray Scott, the country singer. He played right before us.
And he was awesome.
And he was fucking awesome. It was a pretty packed, double bill show. And people stayed. Like,
yeah, there were a lot of shit kickers.
And then it turned into a metal show, the late night metal show. It was a Friday night. And it was probably the best show of the whole tour, Kansas City. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's right. Shout out to Maureen and her husband, who's known as the mayor. They drove all the way from Chicago to Pittsburgh to go see us play.
That's a good 8 hours, right? All right.
Sherwood's calling in. Let's see
if we can get a guest on deck. Skype it up. Let me see that handsome motherfucker.
Let's see. There he is. Sherwood, what's up, bro?
In front of the Airstream.
What's up, man?
Oh, we're living the Airstream dream.
Dude, that's so sick.
Out doing a little camping.
That is so sick, man. How you doing, brother?
Doing so great. Where's your Silver Sun pickup shirt?
Oh, dude, it's downstairs in the wash, dude. It's my only white shirt. Will you fucking give me grief? You
That's
actually
cool.
like that?
What'd you say?
Dude, were you giving me a hard time, or do you actually like them?
Both. It'll be both.
That's fine.
That's awesome, dude. So how's life out in Colorado? What are you doing? I know that work is kind of shitty right now, but what are you doing in the meantime?
In the meantime, I'm working on this land yacht behind me. You know, I picked this thing up right before we went into quarantine, so I've had something to do, which is killer. And yeah, work's all fucked up. I work for AEG as a production manager, and yeah, we have 0 shows, and it's looking like into 2021. So it's an interesting time. I'm still employed and working because we're trying to figure out the future and protocol and lots of speculation, but still gainfully employed, but very hard on the concert ecosystem.
Right. So,
as you know.
So, do you really think it's it's 2021 when things are going to open up, or do you think things are going to start opening up and it's just going to be like a slow build?
I think it will be a slow build, but being such a large company like we are and worldwide, that we are going to have to be conservative as to the way we operate, right, to keep everybody safe. And there's just so many hoops to jump through to make that happen on a large scale. I know, and I want to see independent promoters get back to business. I know you guys were talking about that earlier. That's our heart and soul. I work for the big guy, but at the same time, you guys know where I came from and what I'm about. So, we gotta get this show on the road at some point, but we gotta be safe too.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of a tough. I mean, we can't live like this forever. I mean, right. Eventually we have to come to a point where we have to say we need to protect those who are immunocompromised and let younger people go out and build herd immunity and stuff like that. We can't stay shut down forever. I mean, I just read that unemployment is at Depression-era levels.
I believe it.
That's unsustainable.
It's crazy here, too, because, you guys have been out here a couple times. You know what a vibrant thing we have going on, and not just in underground music. I mean, it's much more so in the mainstream music. A lot of the big hippie jam shit. Colorado's a hub for that stuff, and, not my cup of tea. But at the same time, it's such an industry, and it employs so many people on our side. I mean, so it's really hurting everybody to see, just hard-working ass people that just never stopped working, ever, never collected unemployment, never did any of that shit, finding themselves with their pants down right now,
Yeah, man. I know. It sucks, dude. I know so many people who are like, I know a lot of people who are like saying, how am I going to feed my kids?
Yeah.
I mean, the government stimulus or whatever, that runs out in a couple of weeks. I mean, something's got to be done. I don't know. I'm not the expert. I'm not the expert, but I know as Americans, especially that we're Americans and we're very rebellious to start with, it can't last long because we're going to start rebelling. You know? I mean, it's just, it's the American character not to sit and listen to what politicians tell us to do. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but something's got to happen because we can't have all these people without a job. And the music industry is just a small niche, and you're just talking about how many people who are fucked because
hundreds,
yeah.
And then when you spread it out, we operate so closely with touring personnel when we're doing a stadium show, and all those things. And I mean, to the bartender in the stadium, to the hot dog hawker, we're talking about a summer of massive millions and millions of dollars just erased. And I'm talking about our microcosm, but
right, yeah, absolutely. But that's, like I said,
that land, and
that's your microcosm. So everybody has their own microcosm. So expand that, and it's crazy how many people just don't have a job and are having trouble working and unfortunately can't feed their families, and it's horrible. And I just don't think it's going to last.
I've seen some light. It's interesting to see people innovate. The craft beer industry here has innovated in such a way. If they were a small craft brewery that just sold off the tap in their tap room, they went out and canned their shit and they hit the fucking street,
Yeah.
And stuff like that makes you feel good. And you see people just like, all right, it doesn't matter. We're going to hammer this motherfucker through. Right. And so that, there's stuff and innovations happening, and, the world was probably due for some kind of shakeup anyways, just to fucking, it's out of control, and this is definitely not helping things, but in some ways it maybe is. I just personally, I've been able to slow down a little bit. I haven't stopped moving in 15 fucking years, and I'm tinkering around like an 80-year-old on this camper, and I love it.
So let me ask you a question, because a lot of people are what are you smoking, first of all?
Okay, so this is I'm not smoking anything right now because I got the kids in there, and we're on, I gotta stay in a cell zone where I can communicate here, but this is an Illusion 68.
Hell yeah.
What a great brand, what a great cigar, and I'll light this up for sure later, but I'm just getting
Illusione makes really good cigars. Very rich, very earthy, full body, good choice, dude. And I just want to tell everybody who's watching that every time we come to Colorado, Sherwood is the man. He always makes time to fucking come. He's a busy dude. He always makes time to come say hello to us. The time before, he took us out to a bar. He gave me cigars. Sherwood's the man. Sherwood, tell us about how did Skinless come together?
Back, 92, Noah, main songwriter, the man behind the band, really, started the band with, some local yokels in town, everybody's still good friends of ours. And, it kind of progressed from there. I got in the band in 94, 95.
I think it was like 94 or something. You were a little kid.
I was a little kid, and you guys, Chris, you remember, man, I was the first one to greet you guys when you rolled out of the van every time.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was 16 years old then. That's when we recorded the Swollen Heaps demo. I played drums, and I did vocals on a couple other tracks because Ryan Wade, who was in the band, also did play drums and did vocals. So, you guys were my fucking heroes, still are, and and Bill was a huge, on my 16-year-old mind, a fucking icon. The guy, on Perpetual did the vocals, and, his style was just the shit to me. And I just worshiped you guys, dude. And that's, when Frank was in the band and the QE2, and those fucking shows, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. Those shows were amazing, man. Those shows were amazing. Really good times. I think it's an upstate New York thing. What prompted you guys to do all the fun shit, like the blow up stuff, and so many bands copy it now? What prompted you guys to do the blow up fucking dolls and the fucking shit thrown, and the beach balls, and what prompted you to do that? That was a lot of fun, and it really added a great dimension to your band, which was very. Skinless is really groovy, so the beach balls and all the fun that comes along with it. How did you guys come up with wanting to do that stuff?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of a lack of fucks, at that age. When I moved to just being a front man for the band, I was kind of coming of age. I was away from that nerdy, awkward kid a little bit, and found myself in love with beer and fucking death metal. And I felt unhinged, and anything can happen. And, that's carried through till today. And, it's just the party atmosphere. At the same time, you're playing brutal music and getting all sick and shit. But at the same time, we just wanted to have a good time or the best time we could. So, we just let it rip, and whatever happened.
I get it, dude. You know what? So many people take death metal way too seriously, and even with IB and with me and Chris and everything, it's all about having fun, man. It's sure the music's brutal and it's out of control and it's heavy, but we're all out to have a good time, man, and forget our problems and just rage and have a good time and laugh. There's nothing wrong with laughing, and there's nothing wrong with smiling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my dad, may he rest in peace, always told me that you should spend 90% of your life laughing and smiling.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, and I think that's I just think it's great that you guys used to do that stuff. And I wish I thought of it before you did.
I mean, there was very little thought process to it.
Yeah, but it's great, dude. It's great. And Kyle's, you know Kyle, our drummer.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, Foaming at the Mouth does fun stuff like that, too. And maybe it's not our thing. You know, we've got the whole, like, WWE thing going on with Chris over here.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's still all about having fun, dude.
Dude, this even goes back to that. Yeah. But the first time I ever saw Skinless, you guys played Long Island with Dying Fetus, and you called out to the crowd and said you lost your bowl and you think you left it in a bathroom somewhere. And somebody was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I found it." And there was like 300 kids there, and some kid was totally honest about it. And you were cool as fuck, and the kids gave it back, and I was like, "Oh, this band rules. This guy's the man."
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, dude.
If anybody has any, we're getting a lot of comments that are rolling in. If anybody has any questions for Sherwood, just send them to us. We'll read them off to Sherwood, and you know, hopefully he can answer them. What's going on in the Airstream?
Absolutely. Oh man, I got a bad water pump, guys. But we'll
year
get
is that
fixed.
thing?
75.
Cool.
So is Airstream like the best when it comes to?
Yeah, it depends on what you're into, because in this park, you know, everybody's got all kinds of different campers. But I like the classic vibe, you know, to classic cars, Chris. My old man and I build trucks, and we're going to concentrate on that kind of during this pandemic, and like, you know, while we're off work a little bit more, and just dig into some of these old trucks. I'm a Chevy and GMC guy.
Right. I saw your truck. I love it.
Yeah. So I love these. I love this era. I think I was born a little too late, probably, that I would have really crushed it in the 70s. But yeah, I love the aesthetic, and I love the meat and potatoes functionality and stuff like that.
Right.
The Airstreams are great. Every one of these things is a fucking pain in the ass, you know, but you know, it's fun for me to figure it out and fix stuff. I like to be busy.
All right, we got some questions for you, dude. So, is there ever going to be a chance that Skinless is going to hit the UK?
I think so. You know, it's so Noah. Congratulate Noah. He's got a baby on the way in June, and all
right, Noah. Wait.
And so I think that brings everybody. Yep, everybody in the band has procreated, which is great. And so we'll see. But we're all limited. Everybody has jobs and kids, you know, and that's, you know, we do what we can do. We usually take a trip to Europe every 2 or 3 years, and but yeah, it's a good place to be in. It's, you know, you guys know how hard it is to like leave and do your thing and come back and get back to work, and you know, it's a lot, but if we could spend more time doing it, we would.
Is there any new music going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we got a couple tunes right now, and in my downtime I'm working on some vocals, and we'll send them back and forth and do the thing. It'll probably be slow in the next couple months with Noah having a baby, and you know, that's kind of the relationship that we established with the band is, hey, if somebody's unavailable, everybody will have a proper excuse, you know, if we can't do something, but that's, you know, a beautiful thing. Everybody's understanding that, you know, home is priority these days.
Right. I just want to tell Sarah, we love Maddie. Tell Maddie we love him. Maddie Way, dude. You know he's the man.
Yeah, Maddie Way.
Yeah, Maddie Way's the man.
He's a great guy.
And we all love him. So, Sarah, give him a big hug for us. We love Maddie Way. You know, question for Sherwood. As a non-Skinless listener, what album would you start with when it comes to Skinless?
I would start with Progression. Yeah, start with Progression.
Yeah, I would agree. Progression is the place to start.
Yep, and then Foreshadowing was a very likely follow-up to that one. You could take or leave from Sacrifice to Survival.
I like that one a lot, dude.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too.
it's got its charm, but it's not quintessential Skinless in my opinion. We as bands evolve, you guys, you've been there. You think you got bigger ideas, and I if I had it to go back, I would stick to the meat and potatoes, which we got immediately back to. So, and then from there on out, all the records are great too, in my opinion.
I thought the merch looked really sharp during that era, though. I thought like you guys were really killing it during that era with the fucking logo was changed, and I was like, oh, that's perfect looking. It was really sick.
I think we disagree. But.
Are you technically still on Relapse?
Oh yeah, full on Relapse. We let them know we got new music in the works, and they're fully supportive. That has been an amazing relationship.
Good.
Throughout the years, amazing. A lot of you guys have had the label ups and downs, and everything.
We've gotten fucked 9 ways from Sunday. The only label that's never fucked us is Unique Leader.
Yep, that's great. And we've never had that with Relapse. We've never had any friction over all the years. I think, tempering the expectations and knowing everybody's role in it. I think a lot of bands, thought, oh, I'm signed. This is the fuck the label. There was you guys have heard that like so many times, right? But
right.
I don't know. For our circumstance, this has been great, and we'll never go anywhere else.
Sherwood, how do you feel about? Here's a question. How do you feel about Trample of the Week?
I love that record.
Me too.
I think it's great.
I like it too, man. I like it too, dude.
I love playing songs off that. I had left the band and moved to Colorado, and Jason, that all fell into place. They did an insane amount of touring on that record, probably more touring than Skinless had done on any record. So that, that became one of, people that didn't know the back catalog. There was a flock of new fans that bid onto that. So, hey, I like the record. I like to play the songs on it. And it was an important period for the band and still, continues to drive momentum.
So it's funny you mentioned Jason. There was a period, I don't know what years it was, every time I saw Jason, he had a broken limb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
His arm was broken, his leg was... Every time I fucking saw him, something was broken.
Yeah. That's great. He still lives downstairs from Joe, so...
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I went to a few sick house parties there. It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, the old Kaiser house.
Yeah.
Was their dad there, Big Joe?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
There's a great story of some dude that just came in as we were partying and was kind of weirding us out and kind of being weird and stuff. And I'm like, man, I was like...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, these fuckers upstate are just weird, I guess, And Jason's even kind of looking at him like weird, And the kid's like, man, things have been so different since 9/11, man. And we're all like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? You know what I mean? And then Jason's like, is everything all right with your friend? And I'm like, my friend? I'm like, I thought he was just some upstate dude that you're friends with. He's like, no, I don't know this guy. Just a random guy that showed up at the house because he saw a commotion and thought like, oh, cool, look, there's a house party. I'm going in. And he just, just showed up.
So that is Cohoes, New York. And actually, we were on a group text earlier and talking to the guys because I sent Joe some patches. We got some new patches, and I sent everybody in the band, and Joe finally got an envelope like 4 weeks after I sent it. Everybody got theirs right away. And it was split, like somebody split it and then took the patches, and only there would that happen. Because it is such a microcosm. We were talking about if Shameless hadn't beat everybody to the punch on the white trash, like, just drama in that fucking town. And, Chris, you remember all those. Those were the kids in the pit at the old ID shows.
Yeah.
They were working class, or that was a big working class town that died and became, like, really impoverished, right? It was booming, in the 50s, and then, woof, shit pulled out of there, and shit got weird, and it left, some characters, just almost post-apocalyptic type shit.
Yeah,
great people, though.
We played a show in Rome, New York, and it was like...
Frightening.
It was frightening. And I understand that Revere Cookware was the only factory there, and it employed everybody, and they went out of business, and then everybody became a meth head.
that's what happened there. There was a huge textile just factory development all along on the Mohawk, and when that died, it left just something crazy.
All right, here's a tough question. Here's a tough question for you. Why does the band not like From Sacrifice to Survival? I heard you don't like playing songs from it.
So I don't think we dislike it so much. It just I don't know. When we look back at it, it became a weird time on tour. I remember it was just like, this wasn't like live. The band wasn't gelling like it did with Bob, our mainstay, our fucking Bob, right? And John's an amazing drummer. Everybody knows that, but the two worlds colliding didn't mix, in my opinion. And that tour, we just didn't really gel live, and it just seemed like a weirder time for the band. Then every other time we hit the stage, it was firing on all cylinders. There was no thought. Again, back to it was just impulsive, the way the band performed, and that was magical. We are going to, because there's great songs on the record, I'd love to revisit some of them, at some point, and we don't mind playing them. There's no, again, when you get a big catalog, you got to pick and choose.
Right. So were you guys like, oh, the crowd's not really getting into these songs, maybe we should change things? Like, what was going on in your heads?
It truly wasn't the songs. We recorded with John, and then we started touring with John. And recording was one thing. We went with a big time producer at the time, Neil Kernan, awesome dude, and the recording process was killer. All that stuff was like super fun. And then I guess when it hit the streets, there was a lot of cooks in the kitchen. When it came to conceptualizing the art, which I hate, and all that stuff, it was like trying to be something for everybody, and that's not what we're about. We're something for
a niche.
For the people,
right? Yeah, I get you, dude. Because I know that IB, like, when we did our last album, Chris and I looked at it, and we literally said everybody's gonna hate it, and we're like, let's do it, because we don't give a fuck what people think. That album cover of our last album represents every single song on the album, and it meant a lot to us, and it was a throwback kind of to the 90s. And some people complained about the album cover because there's not some kind of like giant monster eating some woman's pussy or whatever, whatever fucking lame ass.
Or a fucking surgery scene or some horse shit,
Yeah.
Right. So I get it, dude. I fucking get it. It's just
the one comfort I take, like, as we roll is we found ourselves again. We know what works, and I love our last record. I love the record before it, especially the last one. I think Savagery is like one of the best.
I liked it too, man. I thought it was a great album.
Yeah, the art all tied in, and it did really well. And people, it's still crushing. So you gotta love it.
It's hard, I think, and you're getting up in the years too, and even Chris, who's I consider young, has gotten up in the years. When you're a musician and you're a creative guy, there's always this tension when you want to create something new, and then you're like, what are the fans gonna think? What are they, and thank God or whoever, we don't give a shit. I mean, we give a shit, but we know what we want to do, and it's always got to come hard, and it's always got to be IB, but we always want to add something new to it because you can't, as a creative person, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. And I think sometimes that's a stumbling block with fans because they expect the same thing over and over again. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because, listen, I'm a Sabbath fan and all I want to hear is Volume 4 over and over again.
Right.
But I think you have to embrace everything,
I do too. I'm super happy, like getting into those little details of the beginning nuances of progression towards evil and foreshadowing our demise, and that old school Skinless sound, which we in a lot of ways ripped from IB, like all the rest of you motherfuckers out there, IB and Suffocation. But, I have found the challenge in staying energized, revisiting those concepts, revisiting that riffage and the delivery of it all, and reinventing it, and I'm good with that. I am so good with that. And that's all I want to do. I want to bolt throw the rest of this fucking Skinless career, you know?
That's all. That's awesome, dude. So here's a question for you. What is your favorite non-American death metal band? Non-American.
So many, but Valenfire. Oh my God. I fucking love Valenfire, and I'm bummed that, he decided to stop doing it.
Okay.
Because I'd listen to every day. I mean, the production's so on point. It's so primal and so awesome. Love that stuff. I mean, the list goes. I listen to exclusively death, grind, and black. You know, I don't stray too much. I'm exposed to a lot of music, with work and the EDM world and all that horseshit. It's good, it's fine, but I mean, it's nice to have that dichotomy to live and breathe black metal and death metal and grindcore and hardcore too, to a degree.
Chris? What would your favorite European?
Jesus, I don't know, dude. It's really sick. Remember that we played with. Belphegor's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, Belphegor's sick. My favorite would be Grave. I think Jorgen has some of the greatest fucking vocals on the fucking planet. They are so deep and so tortured. The music's really simplistic. I don't care because his voice carries every fucking song. Yeah. So Grave would be my favorite European band, I think.
I mean, I have so many. Hypocrisy's always been.
Oh yeah, Hypocrisy's great. Dismember's great. Yeah, all those.
Yep. And Hypocrisy still put out great records. I love underground metal. Still.
Yeah, man. Joseph Mitchell, Bolt Throw is great. Of course, Bolt Throw is great.
Yep, 100%.
Especially if you play Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, let's talk about Memoriam. Andy Whale, Carl Willits. I love that new record, Requiem for Mankind.
Oh yeah,
that record. I love that thing. It's so riff heavy, it's so catchy, and it's just like, a straightforward death metal record with no bullshit. You don't get bored. You put it on, it stays on.
So we played a show once. I had a great conversation with Carl Willits one day.
I love that guy.
I don't remember what year it was, but we played with them, and he was wearing a Crass shirt, and I love Crass. I hate their politics, but I love their band, right?
Yeah.
And him and I had a great conversation for like an hour at the Roxy Music Hall, I was drinking whiskey and he was drinking beer, and we had this great conversation about politics. And what a great guy. I mean, humble as fuck and just right down to earth and a super guy. And it's like, you know what? Sometimes when you meet somebody, like, oh, God, I love these guys. I want to meet them. And sometimes when you meet a guy and he's cooler than you think he'd be, it's just like a great feeling, And Carl Willits is one of those dudes that I met that was like, I mean, he took the time to talk to me and fucking hang out with me, and he didn't want to leave. We had a great conversation for like 45 minutes to an hour, Yeah. It was a great guy.
Yeah, no question. So a real-time story on that, I ordered, I'm just enamored with Memoriam, and I ordered a pin, sticker, pretty much whatever they had on their thing. And I got a package in the mail 3 weeks later, signed by Carl Willits, a little note to me. I'm like, oh man, this means so much.
Right. That's the fucking cool. That's the coolest shit in the world, dude. I mean, and listen,
this art is lost.
Right. And he's not. And this is death metal we're talking about. He's not much bigger than Skinless, But he took the time to fucking write something to you, and I think that's great. And I think that I know that in IB we do that. We try to personalize everything. Yeah. We try to take 5 minutes out of our lives and recognize our fans and things like that. And I think think it's one of the greatest things about death metal is that the community's small enough that you can spend the time to get in touch with fans and stuff.
Oh, 100%. And, I had met him before, and I certainly didn't expect him to remember me or, remember anything. And I don't know if he did or didn't or whatever, but, he wrote a nice note, and it made my fucking life.
All right, so, Sherwood, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Ask Chris McCarthy a tough question.
Oh.
How is it living under the kingdom of Chris Pravelis?
He's a great and very lenient landlord. They don't love me smoking weed in the house, so I get yelled at once in a while. That's my biggest complaint. That's about it.
I love Chris.
It's cool. It's actually very. He saved my life after a fucking bad breakup, and I had nowhere to go. So
it's funny. I feel bad for Chris in a way because when Billy died, I lost my best friend. And then I glommed onto Chris and made him my best friend. I lean on Chris a lot for a lot of stuff, and I'm very thankful.
And I always looked up to him musically before we were ever friends, and then we became friends, and the ball just fucking rolled. So he's part sensei, part friend.
That tall dude on the QE2 stage was like fucking 10 feet to me, dude. Like,
oh, Sherwood, I'm an old man now, dude. It's just.
Hey, let's talk about Long Island a bit. Where do you live?
I live in so Chris and I live in Centereach, which is literally the middle of Long Island.
Centerico.
Yeah. Okay, so you're out there a bit. My grandfather used to own all the Ed's Tropical Aquariums. He was.
Oh, really? Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Ed's Tropical. Oh, that's fucked up. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, man. What a great guy. And so, we were from upstate, but I was down there quite often, hanging at my grandparents, and one of my first jobs, he gave me a turtle for my time, but was working in the store.
Oh, that's so neat.
That's so cool, dude. So you have a Long Island connection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Long Island's awesome. You know what? Long Island's awesome, but I don't know. It's really expensive, dude.
Yeah. I remember, so when I was 15 or 16, I think I told you this story before, but everybody else hasn't heard it. I went down to my grandparents' house, and, it was when I first got Invocation of Evil, just those, the early ID, and then I looked you guys up in the fucking phone book. Because my parents, or my grandparents had the phone book.
That's right, my phone number was in the phone book.
I was like, oh God. Because, at that age, again, you guys were larger than life. So I was like, oh, Bill Tolley. I looked him up. I saw his phone number. I never had the intention or balls to call and say, is Chris there?
I actually had my own. I was way back when I was living in my parents' house because I had just graduated college. And I had my own phone number, and my phone used to ring off the hook, and I never realized that I should have had an unlisted phone number. Because people were looking up my phone number and calling me all the time.
Oh my God. So I had my phone number in the Swollen Heaths demo. 16 years old at the house with a real conservative dad. You and my old man would get along great. I mean, he's a real fucking worker, right? And people would get hammered, listen to that demo, and you had no idea. Again, you don't know the repercussions of doing stuff like that, and just call and leave messages on my parents' answering machine, like, fuck yeah, dude, Skinless. All that stuff. Oh, my old man lost his mind. He's just like, why is this happening?
Oh, see, no, listen, I'm a conservative guy. But I would think if somebody was calling my son like that, I would think that was the coolest thing on the planet.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, but he had no context. Right. He at the time he didn't know. He was like, no, you need to get on a path to a good refrigeration job.
Oh.
There's a lot of money in that. and I'm playing in a band. And all I want to do is go see any show at the QE2 or just, and I lived an hour away. So I was, as soon as I got my license, I was driving my big boat of a fucking car down to watch every show, no matter
Yeah,
what
man.
it was.
You were at
'Cause at that
every
time I was a
you were
farm.
at every fucking show we played back at the QE too.
Every show, and I bought every piece of merch. You know
Yeah.
I worked my ass off to buy that fucking T-shirt that weekend.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
There's
So
no doubt.
let me ask you a question. So the guy who put on all those shows at the QE2, Ted Etall,
Ted, yep.
where is he?
Oh yeah, he's still there,
Okay.
and he's
got to be 80.
No, he's not. Yeah, dude, he's in better shape than he was back then.
Wow.
You remember, dude in good
jacked.
shape. I remember, yeah, and he lived around the corner from the QE2, and I remember Frank, rolled out of the van, and he was like, "Oh man, I gotta take a shit." Ted brought him over to his house, and like that. I think that's a Frank thing. Always having to take a shit.
Yeah, it's totally a Frank thing.
Yeah. So Ted brought him over there, and so Ted was one of my mentors and took the band under his wing. And, nobody gives him the credit he properly deserves, because much like talking shit about your label, like back then, all the guys were like, fucking Ted's getting rich. You know what? Ted wasn't getting rich. He was putting on amazing shows. Yeah, he probably made a couple bucks here and there, but he built a scene, and that was like no other, for a small city and a small scene. There was more fucking bang for the buck in that place.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Ted was a good guy, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ted was a good guy. I don't care.
I talked to him. Yeah.
I don't care if somebody makes money off a show.
Right.
If he throws a good show and he's building the scene, and Ted was into the music. It wasn't like Ted was doing it for the money. Ted was into the fucking music, dude.
Yeah.
So why should he not get? He did a lot of work. Why shouldn't he not get a cut of the money?
Oh, totally. But kids at that time don't understand that shit. It's like they're like they paid $10 to see you guys. What did you guys make in those days? $400 or $500?
Yeah.
For a sold out show or whatever. But the capacity was low. Perspective's all off on shit like that. People were like, "Oh, I see him making money. Fuck that." But meanwhile, they're doing backflips and having the time of their lives. So
exactly, dude, exactly, man. Wow, this has been great, Sherwood. We're so happy that you came to join us.
Hell yeah!
We
got to do this in person again.
Yeah,
we'll hit a Raiders game when this thing opens back up. We'll pick a Raiders Broncos game.
Whoa. Oh hell yeah!
We'll go to Las Vegas and we'll fucking do it.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. That sounds great. Hey, man. Before we go. You're out in Colorado. What is your favorite thing about Colorado?
Oh, I don't smoke a lot of weed like Chris does. But, the fact... Oh, man. I was going to tell a good story. And look, the story ruiners are here. Okay, I can have a gun and an ounce of weed in my truck, and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, right? That's great, man. That's fucking great.
I'm not a felon, and it's perfectly legal.
Yeah,
you gotta love that.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Wow, I'm headed west.
It's great.
What are they doing? Are they loosening up restrictions at all?
So yeah, things are loosening up a bit. Just on the I don't know. I don't watch the news. I don't, I try to get my information that's factual, and I don't do a lot of, I'm seeing on the street, things were boarded up and things are starting to open a bit more. We're, as a family, just doing our thing. We've been pretty isolated. Again, we're at home. We're at this campsite just hanging out. And yeah, I think things will slowly start to open back up. And awesome. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, right. All right, man, we're gonna call it quits here. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys.
I love you too, man.
You're the best, dude.
I love you too. Have a good night and be well. And everybody enjoyed having you on. Thank you for coming with us.
Right on, man.
All right,
we'll do
brother.
it again.
Peace.
Sometime down the road.
All right, man.
See ya.
Cool.
So, I got a thing here.
That was fun, man. He's a great dude.
Yeah, Sherwood's all right.
And I hope we get to see him in person.
So I want to
hit me before we wrap up, man. I'm getting hungry. What are we having for dinner? Or what do you have?
I don't know. I made Chinese ribs last night. They came out good.
Leftovers?
No, I ate them all.
I'm gonna see if the bodega's open. I'm gonna see if I can go get a fucking sandwich made or something.
So I want to shout out to. There's a guy I just saw. His name is Ahmed. He's watching live from Iraq.
Oh, cheers, man!
How fucking cool is that, dude?
I probably said a million illegal things.
Cheers, brother. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you tuning in. Sorry. All right, so we'll answer a couple of questions and then we're going to call it a night because it's Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mom's Day tomorrow to my mom. She's definitely not watching this. I hope she's not, to be honest with you.
Drew is really like fucking, he wants to see my Barracuda. Drew, I would love to show you the Barracuda. I really would, but we
got to take the camera apparatus apart and shit. I don't know. The last second we'll fucking show it.
So I'll tell you about my Barracuda. It's a 68 Formula S Barracuda. It's one of the first 340S Barracudas ever made in 1968. It's a 4-speed. Oh boy. What the hell just happened? What the hell?
Is it over?
I don't know. Did we just lose it?
No.
Okay.
We got a little pop-up on the screen.
344 speed. Air conditioning. It's really fucking fast. Smokes the tires in all 4 gears. That's all you need to know, really, honestly. Maybe I'll post a picture of it. We'll see. I feel like I've been talking all the time. I want Chris to talk.
I always talk. I was going to let you do your thing. You have a nice rapport with Sherwood.
I love Sherwood. I was
letting you do your thing.
Let me ask you a couple of questions.
Sure,
I'm going to ask Chris a couple of questions.
Sure.
Okay. You have a white LTD Explorer shape.
Sure.
You love that thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, that's a bottom-of-the-line ESP.
No, it's like middle of the road.
Middle of the road? Okay.
What do you like? It's not a bolt-on.
No, it's not. But what do you like so much about it?
I don't know. Okay, so check it out. I have a couple different versions of that guitar, and I have a legitimate ESP one with the diamond plate, black neck through. I have a white one, LTD.
Whose guitar was the diamond plate?
Supposed to be the black guitar was supposed to be for what's his face?
Wayne
Static before he passed away, but they sent it to me instead, in hopes that I would be next in line to pass away.
You don't have the spiky hair though.
No. But the white guitar, I don't know if it's just a piece of wood or if the fucking pickup is wound slightly better, or I have no idea. I never looked into it. It just sounds and feels a little better. The neck is smaller than the fucking black one. And I have a purpley black see-through one that John Gallagher gave me that I don't really like to use because I dropped it one time. I took a big chip out of it, and I had Jeff from Sworn Enemy fix it for me, and I don't like bringing it on the road because it's...
Has it got some kind of emotional...
A little sentimental value, and it's fragile now. It's fucking...
All right.
It's got some damage done to it, so I don't want to take it back on the road and do further shit to it. But for some reason, the white LTD, it's not a bolt-on, it's a neck through. It's a legitimate, retail $800 guitar. I got it for cheaper than that from them,
Right.
But I have a black ESP that costs 3 times as much, and I swear to God, the LTD is better.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like I said, I don't know if the piece of wood is better or the pickups are wound better.
You can't explain it.
I can't explain it. It's just a little better.
Fair enough. Okay, so a couple of questions here. What are some of the newer bands you were listening to?
Newer bands?
Newer. Well, we can say both of us. I think it's kind of newer. I think both of us can agree that Unbludgement rules.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not really newer. They've got veterans in the band, but I guess the band's only been around for a few years. And who have I been listening to? Let me look on fucking Spotify because you always call me out on the spot, and I know. Remember. I don't know. I like that new what's it called? Within Destruction. That one.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, Code Orange, I really love, man. They're a pretty polarizing band. Either you like them or you don't like them. I think they're really awesome, and they took a little time to grow on me. But I saw them live open for Fetus, and I was like, oh, I get it. These guys are fucking great. King 810, King 810. I love them every time they put out some new shit. I love it. Lead singer Yavid has a fucking rap, has a bunch of rap albums that I love.
Does he really?
Yeah. that's really it, man. I don't really be fucking with too much metal at the moment. I listen to a lot of like industrial and synthwave stuff, Health and the Midnight and stuff like that. I'm kind of interested in at the moment.
All right.
Power Trip, I love. They're not new, but they put a new record out every few years. They're great. Love them.
Hopefully, the next record will actually come out.
Yeah. I think they're fucking working on a new one. Hope it comes out fucking after Corona.
I'm partial to, and it's due to the fact that I helped on the album. I'm partial to the new Oncology album. My friend Connor has sent me a bunch of songs from it. It's pretty fucking brutal. So I'm looking forward to that coming out so I can hear the whole thing because he hasn't let me hear the whole thing. I've heard a few songs off it. He's teased a few songs. It's pretty crazy. The new Defeated Sanity is...
oh, yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They never disappoint.
They're just... they're off the hook.
Ridiculously good band.
Like, they make me want to put my guitar away. Sometimes.
Ridiculously good.
Yeah, ridiculously good. Every instrument is played superlatively. I guess that's a good word for it. Yeah, so the new Defeated Sanity is great. Jacob, if you're listening, cheers, brother. Love you, man. Yeah, of course, Vomit Forth, Steve Worley.
Oh, dude, they're fucking great. Vomit Forth rocks.
We love them. You know what? No, Connor, you haven't sent me the whole album. You've only sent me a couple of songs. And that's okay because we're just busy making jokes about Logic Land and stuff like that. So, whatever. So that's that. We asked you about that. My garage is really smoky. We're going to end it in a few minutes. So get your questions in now. We're going to go, it's 6:17 here in New York. So we're going to give it like 5 more minutes. So shoot some questions to us and we'll answer them. And then we're going to call it a night.
What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Chris Kulak just joined us.
Man, the drummer from Waking the Cadaver. And he's got some other sick bands. He's in a band called Necropia. And he's in a band called Hate Diplomacy. And he's in my other band called Without Remorse. And we got some songs that we're going to work on and put out later this year, hopefully in 2021. This year kind of fucked everything up for everybody. But, we have some cool songs that we were going to try and put out at some point. So a little less death metal, a little more traditional metal. I don't know, it sounds like Dying Fetus and Misery Index without blast beats.
Somebody asked, can we get good barbecue here?
Talk to Chris. Yeah, there's actually some sick places, man.
Yeah, my house. I make good barbecue. Ask Chris.
Yeah, Chris, you got to get some killer homemade shit. There's this place,
Smoking Owls is good. Barbecue
Never been to barbecue.
Babylon is really good.
Smoking Owls is banging. And there's another place called Big Daddy's, which is like Cajun food and barbecue, and it's legit.
What is... Oh, Steve Worley. Of course we like Flesh Tomb because Ryan's in the band. Even though Ryan is doesn't pay attention to any of us.
He hasn't texted me back in 3 months.
I know. Oh, Bubba's is awesome. Of course Bubba's barbecue rules. How can you not like Bubba's? I mean, it's named Bubba's. How can you not like it? So what shirt are you wearing there, Chris?
The band Health. They're like an industrial metal band. Kind of like Nine Inch Nails, Frontline Assembly type-esque shit. If you like Nine Inch Nails, you probably like them.
All right, I'm wearing a Depulsed sweatshirt. We toured with these guys last time we went out on the West Coast. Probably some of the greatest guys we've ever toured with. Nice guys, great band, tight as fuck. Love Depulsed. There's so many good new bands out there. Just got to keep your ears out. We need to. Can we cut Steve Worley off our fucking feed?
You figured out how to fucking roll the fucking pre-made cone, so he's probably a couple deep.
Steve, you need to wear a mask when you fly up to New York next week, okay? So, fuck you.
If anybody from Texas is watching and wants to send us Bucky's Beaver Nuggets in the mail,
right,
that'd be really sick.
So Bucky's is the greatest place Texas ever created. So anybody can send us Beaver Nuggets, please do. Let's see here. Tomb Mold. I'd rather listen to Incantation, I gotta tell you.
I never heard them.
I like them, but they kind of sound like, I think John McAtee and the boys in Incantation do a better job of being in Incantation than Tomb Mold
Shots fired.
does. Yeah, shots fired, sorry. I love John McAtee, I love Incantation, and they don't get enough credit for the stuff that they spawned, whether you like them or not. You know, they're a great band. I love them. I know you're not a huge fan, but they're evil as fuck, dude. Just, oh my God, evil fucking band. What else we got here? I think we're gonna end it here.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, the new Afterbirth. Wait, Chris, yeah. Dude, the new Afterbirth is amazing. Fellow Long Islanders, and they go their own path. And
yeah, I like the guys that band, man. They're all awesome.
Yeah, they are. And they took a good path, and Time Traveler's Dilemma is great. If you haven't checked that out, you really should check that out. It's on Unique Leader, by the way, in case you didn't know.
I am incredibly high, and I need a sandwich or something.
Oh, boy. We're going to have to stop in a minute. Chris needs a sandwich, and so do I.
Hopefully next week we're going to have the whole band up here, or at least 4/5 and 3/4 of somebody that we can hang out with who's in the band. And seriously, if we get everybody up here, we're going to play some live songs down in the basement. And it'll be sick as fuck, dude, because I cannot wait to get loud. I play my guitar every day, but I haven't turned it past 1.5 in a long time.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm playing on a little practice amp. It sucks. I can't stand it. Tony, yes, the new Distant Tomb is awesome. We were really looking forward to touring with them.
Yeah, they're sick.
With Cattle Decap. It sucks that the tour got canceled, man. It fucking blew. We were really upset about it. But what are you going to do, man? This COVID-19 is like taking over our world. So nothing we can do.
Yo, get me the beaver nuggets. We got Jessica Rose Perry saying she gets beaver nuggets. Send Chris her address. Send Jessica your address.
All right, so if you want to send beaver nuggets or barbecue, it's 4 Colleen Court, Center Reach, New York, 11720. If you can get them here by next practice, we'll eat them online so everybody can
slowly
see.
Eat them online.
And I'll wear my Buc-ee's shirt because the last time we went to Buc-ee's, we all got lost. It was so big.
So cool. It's like the Home Depot, but it's got pastrami.
All right. Somebody asked me to play the riff from Anointed in Servitude next week.
Well, we're going to play the whole goddamn song next week.
We're going to play the whole song next week, so you'll hear the riff from Anointed in Servitude. I know it's the riff that launched 20,000 bands. It's all good. So, all right, we're going to sign off.
Thanks for watching, guys. Check it out next week. We're going to try and have the whole band here, and we're going to rip it up, get stoned, get lit, smoke weed, order takeout, support your local mom and pop shops, and local restaurants if you can while this bullshit is going on. I'm not kidding about that. A lot of fucking shit is hanging in the balance, so please do what you can in that regard. And stay good and stay healthy, and fucking happy Mother's Day to all your moms. Hug them.
Yeah. Moms are important, man.
Something nice for them.
I'm going to write my address here. Send us barbecue.
Nothing perishable. I mean, unless you want to send it with dry ice, which is actually fine.
Please don't send us COVID-19.
Spray it down.
But we'd like barbecue. Chris, I think you live in Louisiana. Send us fried donuts. I think they have those donut hamburgers.
What?
You never saw that? Like in New Orleans, they have 2 fried donuts with a hamburger in the middle. You never saw that?
What?
Yeah.
All right. It was great. We had a good time this week. Thanks to Sherwood, and props to Skinless. Get their most recent album, Savagery. It's on Relapse Records. Get our most recent album. It's called Corrupting Influence. It's on Unique Leader Records. Smoke weed, get lit, stay inside until Donnie T lets you out.
Thank you.
Peace.
Have a good night. We love you all. Thank you for joining us, okay?